Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl Takayama. I'm a nutritionist and today I'm joined by the lovely Tracy, who's a life coach. Hi Tracy.
Hey, good to be here.
You too. Hey, Tracy and I work with lots of women, and one thing that we've noticed in recent weeks is that, and certainly just out there in society in general, there's certainly a lot of concern at the moment, and possibly even a little bit of fear as people are thinking about leaving the lockdown and now entering back into society. We're all going to be getting out there a bit more in coming weeks, which will be great. But, it's also been a challenging time for a lot of us. And Tracy and I would love to share with you some of our top tips that we've been sharing with all of our other clients, just in terms of really how to feel your most confident self as we enter now back into our hopefully normal life, as normal as it will be for a while, so that you can, feel really happy and just a bit more confident as you move out there, and there's no need to sort of have any fear. Tracy, have you noticed this with some of your clients as well?
Yeah, absolutely. There have definitely been some that have enjoyed the time to themselves, but definitely people are fearful as well of what's going to happen and keeping safe and staying healthy. So yeah, I think it's great that, we might be moving into level 2, but also let's go out there feeling calm and in control and, like you say, confident.
Awesome. So what I wanted to talk about is something that comes up so often in my appointments with women. So as a nutritionist, obviously I talk about all areas of health, specifically weight management and goal setting and all those kind of fun things. And the immune system is something that we've been talking about a lot in our appointments. And what I really wanted to share, which is something that you're not going to hear too often in mainstream media, is the fact that actually, you can do a heck of a lot to strengthen your immune system just by covering the three most basic things of human survival. Because at the end of the day, you have everything you need, unless you have a compromised immune system or you have an illness, which of course changes the situation. But in just speaking generally, everybody has the ability to strengthen their immune system by covering three main areas. And really what it comes down to is the kind of the basic levels of what it means to be human, right? So sleep, food, and water. Of course, we need shelter. Hopefully everyone's got shelter at the moment. But if we just look at just those three simple things and look at how they can impact on your immune system at the moment, it'll really give you the confidence to know that you've got everything you need to nail this. And the most important, I believe, out of all of those is sleep. Sleep is really undervalued, I feel, in our society in terms of the benefits it brings, particularly to your immune system. And this is really critical. There's some brilliant research that's been done by a scientist, Dr. Matt Walker, all about sleep. And one thing he talks about, which is absolutely fascinating, is the fact that our immune system has this whole group of cells that are like killer fighters who actively go out and hunt down any bad guys like viruses and actively kill them. So it's almost like the SAS soldiers of our immune system. And what's so fascinating is that scientists know that this particular part of your immune system is turned off if you do not get enough sleep. And that can happen after one night. So if you're getting perhaps less than 6 hours sleep, whatever is, I guess, a normal level for you, if you're getting chronically less than that, the really damaging thing is that you are potentially turning off completely the most potent part of your immune system that you need functioning right now. So get a good night's sleep and boom, your SAS soldiers are going to be out there fighting, ready to go, attacking any invaders before they can even set up shop. So that's really important.
Can I just ask a question there?
Yes.
Because I know that there are going to be some people out there that do not get a good night's sleep. And this could actually put them into fear. Like, I don't sleep well, so my SAS soldiers are not going to be doing their job. Have you got any tips on getting a good night's sleep?
Well, I think the really key thing is to start with this platform of looking at what I can control and what I can't. Now, this is particularly true of mums who have got young ones or people who are really struggling with insomnia. I mean, at the end of the day, what I would do is say, right, what in this situation can I control? Now, we can't necessarily control what time our little one might wake up. The one thing just about everyone has control over is what time they put their head on the pillow. So that is the one thing I highly recommend you take ownership of and guard with your life. Own that time and really do your best to stick to it, because the sleep you get before midnight is actually far more restorative than the sleep you're getting in the morning anyway.
Wow.
So I think it's about also looking at supplements. Anything that you've tried in the past that could have worked, try it again. Make this your top priority, and particularly control what time you're putting the head on the pillow. Because even if you get half an hour's sleep, they reckon that sleep is so valuable, it's worth double in terms of time. So you could be giving yourself an extra hour, because that sleep before midnight is just so deep and restorative. So yeah, I think that's a really good place to start.
Yeah, that's great.
So the next thing, which is what I talk about a lot in my business, is food. So I firmly believe food is the most important drug you'll ever take in terms of influencing your body's health, because you're doing it so often. Every 3 or 4 hours, you are making a decision, a major decision that has a huge impact on your health. And that's so important for your immune system. You know, if you're eating highly processed food or sugary food, what that's going to do is put your body most likely in an inflammatory state. That's going to take energy from your body to have to deal with that. That's energy that your immune system can't have to use. So look, of course, anybody who wants detailed food advice, I'm more than happy to help. But even as a most simple general rule, every meal should have a good combination of the 3 key groups of foods: protein, fat, and some healthy carbohydrate. So what that means is protein, some type of meat or egg, dairy. You might have a protein powder, you might do tofu or a non-animal source of protein. That's fine, but make sure you've got some protein with your meals. Make sure you've got some healthy fats, things like avocado, coconut, olive oil. You know, I'm a big fan of just real food all the way. And then you've got some lovely healthy carbs as well. You know, fruits, vegetables, grains. You want to make sure that all of those 3 elements are included with every meal. Of course, you may vary that depending on your own body composition, and you might have a weight loss goal, in which case you would change it. But those are the elements you want in your meals, and the benefit of that is you'll keep your blood sugar levels nice and stable. You'll be able to go 3 or 4 hours between meals. You won't need to snack all the time. And again, that's really good for just for your overall health, because your body isn't needing to put any extra energy into either food metabolism or trying to keep your blood sugar levels stable. The other thing to also be aware of is your gut health, okay? And this really ties in with food. Just making sure that, I guess, your digestive system is working as good as possible. There's things like apple cider vinegar you can take that helps with digestion. You might want to take a probiotic if you're struggling a bit with your gut, but that is so important, because your immune system lives within your microbiome, within your gut. If you've got a healthy gut and you're eating well, you're going to have a really strong immune system, which is awesome. Now, the last thing that I wanted to mention is, again, the most simple thing of all: water. Please make sure you're adequately hydrated. It's amazing to me how many people, when they come to see me, aren't, and that can have a big impact on your immune system, because again, if you're not well hydrated, it's another form of stress, which is what you don't want right now. So make sure you're drinking lots of fluid regularly and just covering those 3 bases. And look, that's all simple. Nothing of that, nothing that I've mentioned costs money. It's just all your everyday routines that are going to make sure that your immune system is as strong as possible.
Wow, that's awesome. I love that. And I want to know, so with fluids, does tea, coffee, smoothies, does all that count for fluids?
Well, technically no, but anything that's got caffeine in it is actually not going to count. In fact, it's almost going to be a bit worse for you, because caffeine can have the impact of dehydrating you, therefore requiring you to need more water. So I always say, as a rule, you know, pure water really is the best thing for you. Herbal teas are fine as well. I mean, in theory, any beverage that doesn't have caffeine is going to be helpful. But anything that's caffeinated, you shouldn't really be counting towards your fluid source.
Okay, right. And I am not a big fan of water. And so I've been putting cucumber or mint leaves in my water just to make it taste a little bit better. So I drink it, and it's made such a difference. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, look, I'm the same. I actually hate cold water, especially in winter. So my little trick is I just drink warm water or hot water, and I use it as a bribe. So if I want to have a coffee, I make myself have 2 glasses of warm water or hot water first, and then I'll drink one as well with the coffee, so that that's just my little routine that I do, so that I can still enjoy the caffeinated beverage, but I'm making sure my water intake's up as well.
Nice. So it's really not about making yourself miss out. It's about making it work, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And just being strategic, and all of that comes when you value it. You know, when you value your immune system and realize just the importance of your everyday actions, then you take the action, because it's come from a place of, I guess, awareness and importance, rather than feeling at the moment with some of the media that we just have to sit inside and wait for a vaccine to be cured. That's not helping anybody, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a short-term fix, isn't it?
Yeah,
not a long-term
absolutely.
Nice, thank you. Okay, so I would love to share 3 tips as well, and this is around the mindset and around taking control and feeling confident in yourself when you step back out into the world. And so the first thing is, when you wake up in the morning, the way that you start your day has an impact on how your day unfolds. So for instance, if you wake up and you're saying things like, I'm so tired, I didn't have enough sleep, or you're hanging on to something that happened the day before and you're feeling grumpy, that is going to have a roll-on effect into your day. So my suggestion is to, if you've got that stuff going on in your mind, acknowledge it, like it's there, but then choose to think of something that is more uplifting. So maybe it's, I'm willing to let yesterday's issue go, argument, whatever it is, and I'm willing to have a good day today. Okay. So yeah, just starting to change your mindset and be thinking about something that's more uplifting and going to have you feeling better than feeling worse. So that's the first one. Start your day in a good way. And sometimes that will be hard. And so I used to make a rule with myself that I stayed in bed until I had thought of a positive thought that I could think that made me feel a little bit better. Now, that didn't mean I stayed in bed for ages, because I knew I had to get up. So it was like, right, I've got to find something that I'm going to focus on. Okay, so start your day in a good way. Secondly, fear is something that is showing up at the moment, and not just personally, but I think people are feeling a collective fear that is happening in the world at the moment, and it's easy to avoid things that don't feel good. So we might feel the fear, or we might feel stressed. We've got these emotions coming up, and we try to like shove them under the mat and carry on with our day. But what happens is they end up popping up in times when they're not even appropriate. Like we might snap at our child, but we're not even angry with them. Instead, we've been building up this fear or stress within us, which obviously isn't good for our immune system. So what I suggest is, when you feel overwhelmed or stressed or fearful, actually acknowledge what you're feeling. So acknowledge it. I'm feeling quite overwhelmed at the moment. And then notice where you feel that in your body. So get into the feeling of it. Maybe it's a knot in your tummy, or your breath starts to speed up. So really feel what that feels like, and then take 3 slow, conscious breaths. Okay, and what that does is it will get you back into the present moment, and you're not in your future-based thinking or your past-based thinking and thinking about all that stuff. You're right here in the present moment. So acknowledge the fear or overwhelm or stress, feel it in your body, take 3 deep conscious breaths to bring you back into the present moment, and then say something to yourself like, I've got this, I'm in control, I have everything that I need right now. Just really back yourself, okay? And the third one is, before you go to bed, how about some gratitude? Now, this can be hard when there's a whole lot of stress going on in our lives or out in the world, but there is always something to be grateful for. And gratitude has been proven to really help us in so many ways. And so it could be that the only thing you can think of being grateful for is the roof over your head at the moment, or that your arms and legs are working, or that you are in this bubble with someone else, or, you know, there are so many things to be grateful for. So I'd recommend like writing down or doing it around the table with your family, 3 to 7 things you're grateful for each day. And this will start to make you feel more positive. You'll see the good in your life. You won't be getting into all the worries and fears that are happening in the world. You'll change your perspective by doing gratitude on a consistent basis. So those 3 things: start your day in a good way, like say something good to yourself, be kind to yourself. I even like to do the 3 conscious breaths in the morning before I get out of bed. So hand on heart, hand on belly, 3 deep breaths, get present, it's a gift to me, and then start your day. And then the second, you know, acknowledge, feel, 3 conscious breaths, and then backing yourself with some positive affirmations when you feel stressed or overwhelmed or fearful. And then lastly, finish your night with some gratitude. And when you spoke about the digestive system, Cheryl, I was thinking another way that we can help that is to not hold on to old shit. Literally. You know, it's like we can hang on to grudges and fear can knot our belly up. So, you know, breathing and letting that stuff go from the day before and starting each new day in a better way can be really, really helpful. So
I love the emphasis you've given on breathing and taking those conscious breaths. And, you know, at the most simple level, the best thing that does as well, of course, it's going to benefit your mind, but oxygen, when it's increased like that instantly, is going to just calm you down and help with stress. It's shown that oxygen, I mean, if you imagine at your body's physiological level, if your body, when you're feeling stressed out, your breath can start to get a bit shorter, and that is often the trigger that then starts that cascade of other stress hormones going on. So lack of oxygen can be like one of the initial triggers. So if you can combat that straight away with some lovely breaths, it's honestly the best thing you can do for stress. And it's easy, right? If you make it your habit and do it every day and just start getting used to it.
Yeah. And to think about that too, when we're in fear, we breathe in our chest. Like it's short breaths. And so those 3 conscious breaths are right down into your belly. You know, feel your belly rise as you inhale. Where a lot of people, and I think this came from trying to hold our tummies in as women. So we breathe in our chest, but we actually want to push our belly out when we inhale and for it to come in when we exhale. Yeah, so remembering that deep breath. Yeah.
That makes sense. Breath is more important than appearance, ladies. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Cool. Hey, well, look, we hope you've enjoyed those tips. And look, I guess at the most core level, what we would love to impart with you is that feeling that you've got this, you're in charge. Please take on board some of the things that Tracy and I have shared and go well as we head out back into society. And look, Tracy and I would love to help. Today's just been a little sample of how the kind of knowledge that we have and how we love to share it. And actually, we are going to be holding a little day retreat workshop at the end of June, which we are really looking forward to and excited about. And what we want to do with that is give you a chance to just refocus, reset, and look and say, okay, the first 6 months of this year have been rather challenging, but where do I want to go now so that on the 31st of December, I can look back and be really grateful and positive as to the actions that have been taken. So that's what we would love to do for you. And that's going to happen at the end of June. We're going to be looking at mindset, goal setting, really giving some great information on health and well-being and accountability. Did you have anything else to add there, Tracy?
Oh, you just said it beautifully. I'm so excited to be there. Yeah, diving into stuff, you know, it's we can do things on our own, But when we come together as a group, I think magic happens, and we support and learn from each other, and, you know, dive that little bit deeper than if we were to go on and do the stuff on our own. So yeah, I say if you're interested in joining us, get in touch and we can give you more details. And let us know if you like this video, and like it and share it if you think that you know someone who would be interested in hearing these tips. And thanks for being here.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, thanks.